Hello, Craig here, also known as Poolside Dreamer. These I should say, are the potatoes that I plan on planting. They're quite advanced in their chitting stage, so I'm going to cut some of these apart, and I'll have to remove some of the chits on a few of these because they're just too thick. I had someone, I don't remember who, in a comment suggest that one of my problems is I was leaving too many chits growing on the potatoes and I wasn't getting a good crop of potatoes because of it. So I'll cut these down and let them set a few minutes to sort of scab over, and I'll plant them in the ground. I'll be putting them in this bed that I cleared that had the sweet potatoes in it. I braked it out. Still have to fertilize it. And plant them. We're expecting rain tomorrow and through Thursday, I believe. Wednesday or Thursday. A couple storms coming in, so I want to get these in the ground before then. I'm going to be putting quite a bit of worm castings in here. I know it's not economical to put additives in your garden, but we'll see if I can't get a decent crop of potatoes this time. This particular bed has not been all that productive. The sweet potatoes didn't do anything, barely grew, and no potatoes, as you saw in the previous video. But, you know, hope springs eternal. I ended up putting a total of 3 of these containers, cottage cheese containers full of worm castings in that 4x8 spot. Now I'm going to add this plant tone fertilizer. It's a 5-3-3 mixture. And then I've added a couple of these containers full of rock dust. So I'll mix that all in the top few inches of the soil, and then we'll go from there. Well, for what it's worth, there it is. Fertilizer worked in. Garden bed fairly smooth. And it's time to start planting the potatoes. I cut a lot of them, and I know you're supposed to let them scab up, but I'm not going to do that. This dry desert air, they start drying almost immediately once they're cut. And I'm not going to water the garden, water this bed for a few days, see what the rain does. And I'll give it a chance to heal over while it's in the ground. And we'll see what happens. I decided to add a little sulfur to each of the rows, hopefully to reduce the amount of rot, because these potatoes are in fairly poor shape. So I'll get these planted and come back to you. I planted some ginger in this bed last summer and dug it all up, and got a few roots here, tubers that have survived. I'm going to put them back in the ground, fertilize this, as you can see, and we'll see what happens. That lettuce is doing really well, sitting there all by itself. And I'm actually getting some heads of broccoli. There's the biggest one right there. Another one there. Another one there. Up there's another one. There's another one. Yeah, 6 plants, 6 heads of broccoli. I'm not complaining. And of course another lettuce plant right there. Got this kind of plant volunteering through my garden all the time. Has these little black berries on it, or dark purple. Really don't know what it is, but every once in a while I go through and clean them up. I seriously doubt they're edible, but definitely don't want to try them, not knowing what they are. Anyway, I'm cleaning up the bed a little bit. Still got a ways to go. Well, it's not perfect, but it's looking a lot better. Leaning over, weeding this, it's just killing my back. I've got a herniated disc, and it's always been painful taking care of the garden. But December 26th, I had a nasty fall. I was carrying some old wood out to bulk trash, and I tripped over these roots right here. I must have gone this way hundreds, if not thousands of times before and never tripped over those. I kind of stumbled my way along here, trying to catch my balance. And right about here, I hit the ground on my back. But actually, my knee, I was twisting sideways. Ended up banging up my knee and my elbow, twisting the crap out of my back. And I hit my head against that wall. Not terribly hard, but enough to give me a headache. And with my issues, I had a hell of a time getting up. I used some of that scrap wood to support me while I was getting to my feet. Managed to break this pot I was using for support, but oh well. It took me about 20 minutes to get to my feet, get back inside. So I'm just now getting to the point that I can start doing things again. So that's part of the reason I haven't posted anything since December, but before that I just had my hands full of other things. So I'm gonna call this a night. Getting dark out here. And I planted some more of those peas I told you about. I planted those right along here. There may be some interference with that spinach, celery here, and tomato plant right there, but oh well, that's life. I don't have a big enough garden to suit me. I always try to plant more than I have room for. I do have a few potatoes left that I need to plant, do something with. I'm putting the cage around that tomato plant right there. I managed to break off this, but oh well, that's life. And I'm gonna call it quits for the night. Gonna water in everything except the potatoes, and we'll see you later. Enjoy. Hope you got something out of this. Like, subscribe, and comment. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much. Bye.